Hello and welcome to the course Sustainable Logistics in Healthcare Organizations. This is me, Eivind. I'll try to give you an introduction to what sustainable logistics can mean. But first, let's get to know Julie and Peter. This is Julie. Julie is a nurse at a busy hospital. Throughout her workdays, she noticed that large amounts of disposable plastic pads are used, single-use sheets placed under patients. She observes that these pads are used routinely even when they are rarely needed. Julie has also noticed the extensive use of disposable plastic gloves, which are put on and thrown away after a very short use. She wonders if there could be a better solution, like focusing more on thorough hand washing and routines rather than constantly relying on plastics. Not far away, at a nursing home, Peter is working. He's been struggling for a long time with managing the large amounts of waste generated daily, including infectious waste. Peter also works in home care, where handling infectious waste in patients' homes often presents practical challenges. He also experiences some difficulties and hassle regarding necessary equipment to and from patients' homes, especially during weekends where staff might be low. For him, it's clear that there is room for improvement in how the healthcare sector uses and manages resources, but there are challenges relating to planning and executing it properly. There are so many different processes, patients, and equipment. After a long day at work, both Julie and Peter catch the bus home, which passes by a large billboard from the European Commission and something called the EU's Green Deal. The billboard includes, among other things, that the healthcare sector accounts for almost 5% of the world's global greenhouse gas emissions. This message really makes them reflect on what they have experienced at work and what they can do to contribute to a more sustainable workplace. This is me again, your teacher. I teach logistics at a vocational school and a university. Today, I'll be introducing sustainable logistics in healthcare organizations. We'll start by briefly discussing the concept of sustainability, logistics, and finally, sustainable logistics. What do these mean for a healthcare worker? After that, we'll look more closely at examples from the daily routines of people like Julie and Peter working in a hospital and in a nursing home or home care. How can logistics play a role in making healthcare organizations more sustainable? Why might it be useful for a healthcare worker to learn more about logistics and sustainable processes? In later modules and lessons, we'll dive deeper into the details. So this lesson is meant as an introduction and inspiration. I offer no definite solutions here, only pointers meant for inspiration and introduction. What you can start thinking about is the following. Which logistics processes do you see yourself as a part of? And what are you doing well today? And what could be made more sustainable in these processes in the future? Now, what does these words actually mean? Sustainability, logistics, sustainable logistics. Let's take a closer look. In 1987, the United Nations Brundtland Commission defined the word sustainability as follows: meeting the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Now, what does this require? This requires a balanced approach to the economy, environment, and society, often referred to as the three dimensions of sustainability: economic sustainability, environmental sustainability, and social sustainability. It means taking care of the three P's: people, planet, and profit. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals are a set of 17 global objectives and initiatives designed to address critical challenges such as poverty, inequality, environmental degradation, and climate change by 2030. Each goal focuses on specific areas such as promoting quality education, ensuring clean water and sanitation, and fostering responsible consumption and production. These are some of the reasons why sustainability and sustainable logistics is relevant for healthcare organizations. So, what is logistics? Many people think logistics is about driving trucks, but it's so much more. It's about purchasing and buying, warehouse management, optimizing processes, and first and foremost, making customers happy. Logistics is about customers and their needs, and fulfilling those needs in a cost-effective way with great service. Logistics is about building a bridge between suppliers and customers. It is about managing these different supply chains with different processes on different levels. You can think of processes on a high macro level between companies and organizations, but also about processes on a more micro level between people in different organizations, such as between a warehouse in a hospital and a nurse at a unit. Logistics is the process of planning, implementing, and managing the efficient flow of goods, services, and information from origin to end user to ensure they are available at the right place, time, quantity, and cost. Logistics is about the streams of materials, information, service, and money, both upstream and downstream. Sustainable logistics is then about planning and executing logistical processes in a way that minimizes environmental impact while maintaining efficiency and economic viability. Some examples of what large logistics operators do to improve their logistical processes can be, for example, to optimize routes and processes, maximize capacity utilization, working with suppliers, use environmentally friendly packaging, and improve energy efficiency at their warehouses and production facilities. So, what does this mean for a healthcare worker? Why should someone like Julie and Peter care about logistics and sustainable logistics? A healthcare worker should think about logistics because a lot of the processes in the healthcare sector are massive logistics operations. These processes involve a lot of people on different levels, a lot of supplier and customer relationships, a lot of handling, a lot of equipment, and there are a lot of ways these processes can be made sustainable and efficient. Think about all the handling of food, clothes, medicine, beds, equipment, and waste of different sources. Healthcare is in many ways one big logistics operation, and people working in the sector can hopefully gain a few ideas and insights on how to improve some of these processes by learning a bit about sustainable logistics and the principles and methods behind it. Since the healthcare sector greatly impacts global emission, since it is a massive sector with lots of companies, lots of people, lots of patients, and lots of processes, and since there are potentially a lot of waste and ways of doing these processes more efficiently, logistics is important to a healthcare worker. To be able in the future to meet the standards of a triple bottom line approach, contribute to society's health and future, improve working conditions and patient health, meet government and EU requirements, improve waste management and use of disposable items. These are some of the reasons why a healthcare worker should consider and care about sustainable logistics. Sustainable logistics in healthcare organizations is a big topic. In this introduction, we have talked about a few key concepts that will be further explained and explored throughout the course. We have looked at what sustainability means, logistics means, and sustainable logistics. There are no one answer here, and processes and people vary across companies, countries, and organizations. Learning about sustainable logistics can be essential for healthcare workers. It can empower them to contribute to a greener, more responsible healthcare system. By understanding how to minimize waste, conserve resources, and streamline processes, healthcare workers can help create a healthier environment for patients, colleagues, and future generations. Embracing sustainable logistics is not only beneficial for the planet, but also strengthens the quality and efficiency of patient care. This was an introduction to sustainable logistics in healthcare organizations. Be sure to check out the other modules and lessons in the course. But first, ask yourself this. What processes are you a part of today that involves logistics? What can you do to improve these processes and make them more sustainable? Thank you for watching.